Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, folks. I'm Dustin Klemann. We appreciate you closing out your windy weekend with us. Our top story tonight, the White House is still being questioned about condolence calls to families of fallen soldiers. CBS's Roxana Saberi has the report.
President Trump continues to defend his conversation with the widow of a U.S. soldier killed in Niger.
These are very, very hard calls.
In an interview on Fox News, the president denied being anything less than respectful. Mr. Trump also said his chief of staff, John Kelly, had every right to be upset with Congresswoman Frederica Wilson, who said she overheard the call and complained about its tone.
He was so offended that somebody would be listening to that call.
The president took another shot at Wilson on Sunday. In a tweet, he called her, quote, the gift that keeps on giving for the Republican Party. The Florida Democrat says she's the victim of a character assassination.
Not only does he owe me an apology, but he owes an apology to the American people.
Khizr Khan is the father of a U.S. Army captain killed in Iraq in 2004.
They deserve utmost dignity and respect.
He says the families of fallen soldiers should be allowed to grieve in private.
But that had not been done. It had been made political football.
Senator Lindsey Graham wants to know more about what went wrong in Niger.
I would just urge President Trump, let's talk a little bit about the 4 soldiers.
Graham says the Defense Department will brief Congress about the incident this week. Roxana Saberi, CBS News, New York.
Today, the women of Congressional Black Caucus joined Representative Wilson in demanding an apology from the Trump administration. We come back to our area with the warm front passing through today. It caused some intense winds in certain areas of Montana. Over in the Livingston area, high-profile vehicles were strongly urged to get off the interstate for safety reasons. The detour slowed traffic but prevented much bigger headaches and possible injuries for motorists along Interstate 90.
We have so many vehicles, towing vehicles, semis, pickups with big trailers, campers, that these winds will flip them over and it'll shut everything down. And when the winds get, above, I believe it's 55, it starts getting really dangerous out there. And that's when DOT starts taking action.
The high wind warning was in effect until 6, which is now dying down in the area this evening. Power outages were reported across the area as well. It's not all wind. Greg's joining us to talk a little bit about our weather scene. We've got some great photos to talk about,
We do. Fall colors are in the midst of all this. What's left of the fall colors that hasn't been blown out into somebody else's yard by all the wind. But we've got a couple I want to show you right now while we still have them. Let's show you those fall colors while they're still there. This came from Trish Neighbor Morris from Roberts this morning. Sunrise, beautiful through the trees, gorgeous sky. Thanks, Trish. That was just a great picture. Love Roberts, Montana. This is the Missouri River. John McNeil sent us this picture while he was out and about here a little earlier in the week. Very, very pretty. Look at this. The dark storm clouds moving through Billings. A little earlier today, Stacy Schmidt snapped this picture of the fall colors contrasting with the sun and the dark sky. And oh, look at this. Rose hips out of Glendive from Sandy Dara. This is my favorite time of the year because of the color. The question is, will we have the kind of weather conducive this coming week to see what's left of the color, and will we enjoy the temperatures? I think I've got all the information for you. The work week forecast in just a little bit. Dustin?
All right, Rob, we'll come back to you. Stick with me on this. American wool is in high demand by the U.S. textile industry, especially those with military contracts. This week, the American Sheep Industries Wool Council hosted a military wool tour in the Carolinas, showcasing the wool mills that turn the raw wool into fine wool fabric. Russell Nemitz was on the tour and brings us this report.
If they're not sheep being raised and wool being sheared, we're not here.
For textile companies like Burlington, their business model is pretty simple.
At the end of the day, that sheep is still the most important of all the entities because it produces the raw material that we work from. And that's the thing that we need the most.
Hosted by the American Wool Council, one of the tour's objectives was to connect those in the textile industry with wool producers.
We had a wonderful opportunity to explain that we had a good supply of wool that was adequate to meet the military specifications. We have a lot of good fine wool, and we do a good job of putting it up, and we was able to related to that to them.
And it's not just the ranchers who take pride in providing the military with their wool uniforms and apparel.
Not only the quality of product, but it's the men and women that you get to see on the floors of these plants that do this every day, and they take just as much pride in producing this for our servicemen and women as the ranchers do in providing the wool.
It truly is one of those made in America stories that we all can be proud of.
I think for many of the people that here for the military, they had never even made the connection between that lamb being shorn and that clip and all the different processes that it goes through to make that final product, that incredibly beautiful military uniform. And we saw that today on those mannequins, and it just made you proud.
So as you can see, wool mills like Burlington here in Rayford, North Carolina, take their jobs very seriously in making sure that high-quality wool that we raise back home in states like Montana stays that way for end users like the U.S. military and others. Reporting from the American Sheep Industry Association Wool Council's Military Wool Tour here in the Carolinas, I'm Russell Nemetz, MTN News.
Great look at the textile industry. Thank you very much, Russell. You can learn more of the new and exciting things happening with wool by visiting AmericanWool.org. The big game season for deer and elk started this weekend. It was a busy one, too. Fish, Wildlife, and Parks manning a new checkpoint in the Heights. It's in the parking lot of the old Kmart on Main Street and Highway 87. The game warden says it's been busy. About 25 hunters on Saturday, about the same as of late this afternoon. FWP has the extra checkpoint to test for chronic wasting disease, something that is found in deer in Colorado, Wyoming, and South Dakota. Now, it's not expected to cross over to Montana, but FWP is making sure with the tests.
I think our hunters in general are very interested in this. It's a big thing in some other states, and we certainly want to try to know if it's here because we can try to manage to keep, it spread down. So it's important that hunters do get their deer tested. And I think hunters, have been cooperative in the past with us, and we hope that'll continue.
Along with the Heights, FWP has checkpoints in the usual places in the area: Laurel, Columbus, Big Timber, and Lavina. Many of us go through our day rushing from place to place without really stopping to smell the roses, so to speak. One Billings area artist uses his science background to build devices that showcase the small moments in nature we miss in our daily hustle. Q2's Asia Gore sat down with Patrick Zentz to bring us tonight's story.
Miles away from the whir of downtown Billings, Patrick Zentz starts his day with a cup of coffee.
Hey Daisy, come on.
Under blue sky, listening to the wind whisper.
I think we need a different definition of nature that doesn't separate us from it, needs to pull us together so that we are of nature. What is that, huh?
Zentz studied biology.
They discovered the structure of DNA when I was 10 years old, and I was fascinated.
Today, he considers himself an artist. He says the two disciplines work in tandem.
I have this petri dish of this landscape here to explore. What I've been doing is making instruments like this for public spaces or smaller ones to investigate my local space.
In an effort to understand the nuances of the earth around him, Zentz began creating devices that translate natural occurrences into artistic expressions, making small moments stand out.
This sail orients this instrument into the wind, and then this little sail up here causes this trolley to go back and forth. This is a stylus here, so it draws the pattern the wind makes on the prairie.
And this creation, called Pool, uses a computer chip to transmit data about temperature and wind speed to the sculpture, which then releases corresponding droplets of water.
You buy a brand new car, the first thing you do is walk all around it to get every perspective that you can. I'm trying to do the same thing with nature.
And for Zentz, that process actually begins in cyberspace.
It's like you can mold it and shape it and get it to where you want before you ever spend a dime on a material. There's no such thing as a mistake, you just redo it. Control-Z wipes out any error.
Here, Zentz is crafting his latest art form, an observation station that sends out drones to collect audio and visual from this open space.
It's a place to observe this local environment, this place I know very well in one sense, and I want to do the same thing with this that wind drawing instrument did 40 years ago. I want to go, wow. If you can just get a glimmer of the fact that it's a pretty special thing to be alive and be able to perceive the world the way we do.
In Billings, I'm Asia Gore, MTN News.
Good story there. Zen's work can be found at the Yellowstone Art Museum as well as on the street in Missoula. It's also featured on street corners and in hospital corridors across the U.S. Some talented folks here in Montana. We'd also like to take the time to invite you, from anyone battling breast cancer, survivors and caregivers, to our annual Survivors Breakfast this Friday. The fun kicks off during Montana this morning. That's at 6 a.m., goes until 7. I'm telling you, you got to be here. We've got food, prizes, some incredible stories to be told. We're located at 3203 3rd Avenue North. That's in the heart of downtown. Again, we hope to see you there. We'd love to see you. Coming up next on the Q2 10 o'clock news, more on the decision to allow sealed JFK assassination documents and what they may contain. We'll have that next. Plus, Under the Big Sky shines a light on the small shop in Paradise Valley. And later in sports, a Rocky soccer doubleheader with school records on the line. Highlights from Senior Day coming up.
You're watching MTN News with Dustin Klemann, Storm Tracker weather with Rob Griggs, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the Q2 10 o'clock news in high definition.